Hey everybody, I'm Lance Roberts and welcome to Broadway's Calling. We're going to pull back the curtain and find out how your favorite Broadway stars finally got the call to be in their very first Broadway. It only happens once, but every star has a story and we're going to find out what it is. My guest today is a very, very dear friend. She's a two-time Tony Award nominee. She has a Golden Globe Award, an Emmy Award, an NAACP Image Award. It is none other than Miss S. Epatha Merkerson. Now, many of you know that she made history as Law and Order's Lieutenant Anita Van Buren. There she is. Well, she is currently starring in Chicago Med. It's now entering either its fourth or fifth season. I'll have to check with Epatha when she gets here. But most of you who are fans of hers from Law and Order, you know that sound. It's been on forever. It was on for 20 years. Well, I know that many of you are fans of Epatha's, and I hope that if this is your first time here at the Broadway's Calling, that you become a subscriber. And this way, if you subscribe, you can actually leave messages in the comment section for Epatha, ask questions, and we can just continue our connection together. And if you really enjoy Broadway's Calling, I hope that you will click the bell down below, that bell there. And if you click the bell, then other Broadway stars who are coming here, we will give you a little notification. Nothing else. Everything's free. It's just a little notification that says, hey, Broadway's Calling is on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can come join us and see the other stars. So I would love that because our show every Sunday is live. Yes, it is live, so anything can happen, crazy internet, and we have this great platform that we're on, that we're broadcasting this content to you so we can have these fancy banners and everything. But we also have a tech producer out in California who is running all the buttons like the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. But our wizard is Miss Julie Garnier. Come on, fly on in, Julie.
Hello, my friend.
You're the wizard, and you live in Oz. Well, I love it today. We're normally in blue, but here we are in crimson.
We both showed up in red shirts, and I was going to change my shirt to blue, and you're like, no. This is perfect.
No. We'll be in crimson. It shows our passion for Broadway and for our fans who really love Broadway. But if anything goes wrong, Julie, as usual, you'll fly back in and take care of us, right?
Yep, I hope I don't have to see you again.
I hope not at all. Well, not until we want to see Epatha in the virtual green room afterwards and have a little toast to our show. But until then, ciao.
Bye, have a great show.
Thanks a lot. Now, we all know that Epatha was the longest running African-American on a 1-hour drama. But does anybody out there know how many episodes? I would guess it's somewhere either 395, 275, or 842. Now, if you know the answer, put the answer in the chat. Now, while you all figure that, that hard mathematics out, I wanted to share something with you that is very, very exciting because you all know that Broadway has been shut down since March. I know my show closed was like March 14th. I think Broadway officially was March 12th when all the shows shut down. And now they're talking about maybe rehearsals next January in 2021, but not really hit the stage until March of 2021. So it's going to be a full year that so many performers, not only on Broadway, but all across America, will not be working. And a lot of our performers who were here in New York City have gone home, and they haven't left the business, but they're on pause and they can't earn a living here and it's expensive. So some of them have gone home. Well, I have figured out a way to help give some income to some of our theater family through Broadway's Calling, because we have just joined Patreon.com. Now, Patreon.com is a way to subscribe to the content that you enjoy. You become a patron. Like on PBS, at the end of PBS when they go, this program was made possible by viewers like you. Well, this program and the actors that we will give jobs to will be made possible patrons like you as low as $5 a month. And so basically that's like $1.25 a show. And I think I'm worth $1.25, right? Right. So we have these different levels that you can join, rather than like, paying for like charities each month, or even donating money to us, because people have been very, very generous, like just giving us money and like, towards the platform, and then to help the charities that we've been supporting. Well, this way you will just like one time, just go hit the button, say, okay, I'm in for $5, I'm in for $12, or I'm in for $195 a month, which that sounds like a lot of money until you find out all the perks that you get. And some of those perks happen at the $5 a month. You get your name in the credits. And then I think what is that called, Julia? We named it, it's the spotlight. And then we have the next one, which is the stage door, which will have all the fun pictures. If you've stage door and you've taken pictures with stars, you can send it to us, and then we will put that up there. Then we have, in honor of our very first guest, the Glenn close-up. So if you are a performer in community theater or college theater, high school theater, anywhere, I want to see you in your close-up, in your greatest role. And if you aren't a performer, then I want to see you just a beautiful picture of how you feel beautiful. And we want to, give you your close-up. But then we move up to the real premium ones, where you get to rummage through my collection of rare playbills. And most of them are from the first months of the Broadway shows, so they include the original cast. Then we move on up to another tier where you get playbills, but you get, a playbill binder. Can we see? Yes, can we see? Look at that. Look at that. This playbill binder here, and you can buy them on playbill.com. But if you are a member or a patron, you can put up to like 15 playbills in each of those binders, and that will come with a membership level. Then all of these, if you have questions, you can go on patreon.com/Broadway's Calling, and it will explain it. Now, here's how we're going to help our out-of-work theater friends. The next two levels, I came up with, well, why don't we do Broadway's Calling birthday grams? Yes, birthday grams. You can get someone from a Broadway show twice a month to sing happy birthday. You can like just send it to friends, to your kids, to your parents, your grandparents. Like someone will just come virtually into you and go, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Jeff Sumner, happy birthday to you. I know it's Jeff Sumner's birthday, who was a genie when we did Aladdin. So that's what you can do. And you can just do that. So you get two people out of the way just by becoming a patron at that level, and still get this content and all these great stars here. And then our final ultimate level, that is the one where all of these cabaret shows and musical reviews that I've produced for the last 20 years, well, I said, well, why don't we just do them virtually? So the first one is going to be the Halloween one, which is called Cadaveré. And it's Broadway's Villains Ball, where all of the wicked characters on Broadway get together to prove who is the wickedest of them all. We're talking Ursula, Audrey II, Sweeney Todd, the devil from Damn's Yankee, and maybe even Elphaba. They will come and do a 30-minute version of Cadaveré for you in your home if you sign up for that ultimate level. We have other shows, Christmas shows, the Snowball Review. We even have great Shakespearean actors who will read The Night Before Christmas, great actors who will read the I Have a Dream speech, and a gospel singer for Martin Luther King's birthday. And of course, Valentine's Day, we have songs in the key of love, 30 minutes of instrumental music to play. You can play for your loved one for dinner. You get what I'm talking about? Well, I don't need to go on, because I think you're all probably excited about that. And you will go to the patreon.com/Broadway's Calling and just join us. And then we can start helping our people who are out of work and give them a little work. It's not going to, make them rich or anything, but at least they will have some gig money. And, like I say, everybody needs a little cash for beer and pantyhose. right? So I'm hoping that you will become a patron with us. And I've talked enough about that because I know you're all here to see Epatha Merkerson. And wait, do we have someone who figured out how many episodes? Who was the first person? Do we have, oh, hi, Noel Hannibal. How are you? Just posted. All right. So no one figured that out yet. So, well, I'm going to wait because right now we want to get to our guest. And our guest, this woman, she is the ultimate New York actor. And of course, she was on the Law and Order. And as all New York actors want to be on Law and Order. You're getting me. To prove it, here are some of our Tony-nominated actors who are also on Law and Order. Check this out.
Now, welcome back. Now, for those of you watching at home who aren't theatre buffs, don't worry. You may not know some of these Broadway actors by name, but you will recognise them from your favourite television shows. For example, Claire Danes is here tonight, and you will know her from her iconic role of Tracy Brandt in Law and Order. And then also in the room tonight, Tony Award winner for Kinky Boots, Billy Porter is here. There he is. Now, to you and I, we all know him as Jackie Walker in Law and Order. Tony nominee tonight, Michael Shannon, ladies and gentlemen, but best known to all of us as Avery Shaw in Law and Order. Tony winner David Diggs, ladies and gentlemen, seen here as Councillor Henderson in Law and Order. Although actually, you all remember this scene from David starring with Tony nominee tonight, Leslie Odom Jr. as Reverend Curtis Scott in Law and Order. And Danny Burstein, nominated tonight for leading actor in a musical with his wonderful performance in Fiddler on the Roof, but best known to you as Joe Garvey in Law and Order. Or Assistant District Attorney Lester Rosenfeld in Law and Order. Or Luke Vinton in Law and Order. Peter in Law and Order. Dr. Leo Bernardi in Law and Order. And finally, who can forget his wonderful turn as Judge Sam Murray in Law and Order. Now,
So, to be the ultimate New York actor like Epatha, you have to be on Law and Order. So, some of you who know that Epatha you made her television debut as Reba the Mail Lady on Pee-wee's Playhouse. There she is. Well, you will know that they always had a secret word. And obviously today, our secret word is Law and Order. There it is. And so if you want to scream, go right ahead. If you want to type, in the chat, go right ahead. We'd love it. And of course, you have to subscribe to make sure you do that. But we want to get Epatha out here. So ladies and gentlemen, Broadway's calling Epatha Merkerson.
That was hilarious.
How do you like the secret word for today?
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Did that take you back?
Oh, totally.
Now, it's so funny. It's like I said your name, Epatha Merkerson, although I just call you Epatha. Mm-hmm. And it's like, people were like, how do we say her name? Do we go, is the S silent? Or do we go Epatha? And I was like, I said, she'll tell you when she gets here. So you want to tell us a little about how we were supposed to say it?
Epatha's fine, as long as it's Epatha and not
Yes.
Epatha or Epatha.
Right.
Epatha, there you go.
See?
Yes.
I spelled it out phonetically because I figured out people needed to, because when they see it, it's such an exotic name. And it's like, even though it's like, people have been saying it. It's been on the credits for television shows since 1990 something, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I think when people see it, they go, oh, wait a minute. Do I say Epatha? They get all. So I just tell people it's long, short. Epatha.
Exactly.
Long, short. Now, everybody, y'all can just say it in your house. Ain't nobody watching you. They're not judging you. It's Epatha. Simple.
Totally.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
So I think everybody has got it now. It's like there was one time I saw this video of you when you won a Golden Globe, and it was a foreign press. And the guy, I mean, he was just saying your name all kinds of ways, and you were like, baby, it's Epatha. It was an Epatha. He was just like saying it. It was like he wasn't getting it. He just was adding, just a little gloriousness to it.
Well, I have a friend, a Parisian, who says Epatha. And I said, oh, it's Epatha. And he said, but I have a French accent. And I said, even in French, it's Epatha.
There you have it, people. Even in French, it's Epatha. Okay?
Now, the woman that used to live next door to us, Mrs. Florida, used to call me El Paso.
What? El Paso?
She never learned my name. It was
I love it.
El Paso.
El Paso. Well, it's not as beautiful as Epatha, because I think anyway people say it, it's always going to sound beautiful. And you're a beautiful lady. I'm so glad that you're here today with us. Now I think the last time we saw each other in person might have been in Chicago when you came to see Gotta Dance.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so, because that might have been like your first season on Chicago Med.
I think that was the second, because we're actually going into our sixth season.
Sixth?
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
Yeah, totally. It went by so quickly, but yeah.
Wow.
Whenever that happens, it's gonna be the sixth season.
Okay, whenever it happens, and which was, I mean, it's like, and you're working with a lot of great theater actors in that as well. Oliver Platt, there he is. We actually went to Tufts together.
Yeah, I totally love Oliver Platt.
He's so amazing.
He has the best sense of humor of anybody I know. And a lot of theater actors come on the show from New York. They bring a lot of New Yorkers and folks from LA who I've done theater with. So it's been great. That
must be exciting. You had one of my favorites on your show, and I know she lives in Chicago. Our dear Heather Headley.
Oh, love Heather Headley.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I worked with her when she was 20 years old. I was doing Dreamgirls in Chicago, and she came on as the Michelle. And I'll never forget. I was going to save this for when she comes on the show, but I have to tell you now, she told me that she was going to be the next Whitney Houston. And she did. She had some great R&B albums, and she was laying it down.
And just good people, too. So we
so
all
good.
had fun working together. I adore her. Yeah.
So now, what's it like now that you're in Chicago? You're really a Midwestern girl, right?
I'm from Detroit originally.
Detroit, baby.
Yeah. But I'm out in Seattle now. I'm out in Seattle now. But yeah, I like Chicago. I'd never really spent this much time there. But if you have to sit somewhere, Chicago's a great city to sit.
I bet. I love Detroit, too, because I've done a couple of shows in Detroit. 2 years. I did 2 separate shows, a 1-year piece in Detroit, and I loved it. I was like, I remembered I was like right here, on the,
Indeed. But that's perfect. That's the wildest thing. I have never done a show in Detroit.
Really? Not even on tour?
Not on tour. Never been on tour with the show.
But didn't you you went to school there, though,
I went to school there, but I'm talking about since I left school. I graduated Wayne State. But I've never been in a show that landed in Detroit, which I think is crazy, but it's never happened.
And what did you study at Wayne State? Were you a theater major?
I have a Bachelor of Fine Art in Theater.
Awesome. And did that encompass like singing and dancing as well, or just
all of the above? Yeah.
All right.
All of the above. A little tap dancing, a little, stage craft, a little bit of everything.
Well, it's funny because you showed a lot of everything in Lackawanna Blues. We can see everything come to life, and I'd love for people to be reminded of the gloriousness of you in Lackawanna Blues.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity, and I'd never worked with George Wolfe before, so it was was double great. And then all of the actors who came to do the show that were part of the show, it was just really one of those, you know, when you think of the seminal moments in your life and in your career, that was definitely one for me.
It's just, I love the opening scene where it's like he sort of like wove the camera. Like I know there was a trailer for Lackawanna Blues where you can see George how he just weaves the camera through all the characters and introduces the character through music and dance and life. It just brings the life of that Saturday night fish fry to life. You know, it was, oh man, I was like, what was so
amazing for me was that I actually saw the one-man show that Ruben did maybe, I don't know, 3 years before. There was a conversation with me about the film. So I was like, how are they going to make this one-man show, which Ruben did like tremendously. It was an incredible tour de force for him. How are they going to make it into a movie? And it was really extraordinary.
It really is. It really is. I wonder if Julie has the trailer of Lackawanna Blues to show up.
Hello, yeah. What make your big head so hard?
Y'all having a good time?
1956, Lackawanna, New York. And in the middle of it all, Nanny.
Hey, Nanny. John, how come you didn't finish it back in your head? I didn't want to be late for the fish fry.
And just like me, everyone had a story as to how they ended up at Nanny's.
How did you lose your arm? I was just wondering.
The people of 32 Wasson Avenue wanted me to have more, amount to more than they did.
Would you like to live in a regular house?
I want my song. I'm not gonna let you go no more. Tina, come on.
What regular?
I don't know. Regular old family with a big yard and a garage.
Daddy, I want to live here with you.
Just go on, we'll work it out. That boy is something special. And whatever he want to be, I'm going to see that he get that chance. God filled my life up with so many beautiful people. But most of all, give me you.
Oh, so alive. That's the kind of, artist that you want to be. It's like you could just see all of you just like at the top of your game. It's like I hope that people really understand that we have to keep supporting artists like this so they can do the work like this. And I hope you become, patrons here because this is very, very important. We really, really want to continue to support artists all over the country, and so they can do work like Epatha and Terrence Howard, Delroy Lindo, Macy Gray.
Incredible watching that trailer. I haven't seen that in a long time, and to see all those people.
Yeah,
but that's George Wolfe. George Wolfe is so wonderful to work for and with. He can get anyone to work with him, and it was just incredible just to see the list of people that he got from that film.
Wait, look at this. This is one of my favorite playbills, which is going to be in the collection of for the patrons. This is George Wolfe's last show. Yes. Shuffle Along that had Billy Porter and Audra was in it, and Brian Stokes Mitchell, Josh Henry. I mean, he gathers. I mean, if you work for George Wolfe, you know that you are rich.
It's true. It's so true. So I feel really, really lucky that I had the opportunity to do that film. It was great fun. And the wild thing is at the same time, I was still shooting Law and Order. So I would do Law and Order and then fly out to LA film for a couple of days and then fly back. It was crazy, but it was all worth it. It was all worth it.
It all seemed like Nanny, this character, also was like a turning point in your career as well. You had been doing all this work on television and film and on the stage, but this role, people were like, they really focused and took notice. Did you feel that?
It was the first time that I had the opportunity to lead something. So, on stage, I tend to I have the opportunity to work and do various kinds of characters. And I get the opportunity to show a little vulnerability as well. But on television, I'm always the boss. So
yes, you are.
Yeah, and even though Nanny was a boss, she was all so much more. But it was really the first opportunity for me to play, a lead in a film, and it was an amazing experience.
It was glorious, and I tell you, Nanny, she was so strong.
Yeah.
In love, in family, and everything, and I swear she had strength to spare. And this is a scene that you show that you have the strength to spare right here.
Oh goodness, what you gonna show?
Uh-oh.
Sit down, boy. You hungry?
I don't need to sit down, Miss Rachel. Just tell Laura to come on.
I got a fresh pot of neck bones back here and some
Where's she at?
Wherever she at, you're gonna have to go through me to get to her. Now go on, knock me down. Go on. If that's the onlyest way you know how to do things, knock Nanny down, 'cause I can handle it.
I ain't got no beef with you, Miss Rachel. But with all due respect, you all up in between me and mine.
No, what I'm up between is right and wrong. Now, when that gal come in here in the middle of the night, half dressed with her babies in tow, blood all over her swole up mouth, I was there for her. And I ain't gonna turn back now. So if you wanna give me a dose of what you give her, bring it on. 'Cause if you ever touch that child again, baby, we gon' dance.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, that's my scene. I love that. We gon' dance. Yeah. I mean, it's no surprise that you got your first Emmy nomination for that one.
Yeah, that was, again, I'd been doing this for so long. I was 53 when all of that stuff started to happen.
Wow.
And, it just was so gratifying to have that kind of response to the work that I was doing.
And it's like, talk about being invited to the party. Do you remember the other ladies who you were nominated against?
I don't. I think Blythe Danner was one of them.
Blythe Danner, Halle Berry.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And Cynthia Nixon.
Yes.
And Deborah Winger.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, it's like, y'all, it was like the top actresses. I mean, you must have been like going through all kinds of things when you're like, oh my goodness, I'm here with all of these people, and at the Emmy Awards, what's going to happen? What were you thinking at that moment?
I'll tell you the truth. At the time, it was hot as hell in California. I was in menopause.
Okay.
It was one of those unusual sort of hot moments. And I was just trying to be cool. That's all.
Wow.
And I was nervous as hell. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Of course.
It was extraordinary. I mean, I think that was probably why the speech was lost, because I was also really hot and nervous. And I'd never worn a strapless dress before.
Oh.
And so when I put the note in the book.
Oh, wait, Epatha, before you even tell it, I have your speech.
Oh, no.
Yes, I have your speech. Here's your speech here. Here's your speech right here. Y'all enjoy that.
And the Emmy goes to Epatha Merkerson.
This is the first nomination and win for Epatha Merkerson.
Oh my God, I actually wrote something and I put it in my thing and it went down and I can't get it. So, it's probably stuck to me. So, okay, okay. Oh God, I'm shaking. All the Emmy voters, thank you so much to HBO, Colin Callender, to Dick Wolf and the folks at Law and Order for giving me a break. Oh God, it's down there. My mother's watching, she's gonna die. Ma, I lost it. To Craig Dorfman and Alex Hertzberg at Blueprint, I'm so nervous. To Tasha and Cyclops. To Shelby Stone and Nellie and Hallie and Ruben and George and Ruben Santiago Hudson, thank you so much for letting me sit so comfortably in the lap of Nanny. And to the cast and crew, and please wrap it up. Okay, thank you.
Ladies
and do you remember that speech that you made?
Oh, I totally remember it. It was one of those. It's weird because when you hear your name called, it's like, what? Did I really hear that? But that night, after everything was over and I got back to the hotel, I took off my dress. The speech was literally stuck on my stomach. It had gone.
Wow.
I had to peel it off, but what an embarrassing moment.
Well, not really, because you were just, you were yourself. It wasn't about, it was very real.
It was real.
Did, when you look back at that moment and then you look at like the beginning of your career, I mean, were there like lean years that juxtaposed to, this fantastic time?
Listen, absolutely. When I first moved to New York, I was making unemployment. I think it was like I was getting unemployment. It was like $94 a month or a week or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but there were definite lean years. But I moved to New York with the idea that I just wanted to be a working actor. As long as I can do that, I would be satisfied. And, other than 2 months of my entire career, I have made my living as an actor. It is not always,
hallelujah.
It has not always been profitable, but it's been meaningful.
And then now a lot of actors now who, because the unemployment has stopped and it's going to be tough. We have our thing, with here on Patreon, but they need more money than that. And there are organizations that I know that have helped actors out there.
Yeah, definitely.
You're fond of one of the organizations.
Actors Fund.
Yeah, and we like to support the Actors Fund here. And we're not like, normally we would take donations, but today, what I will do is, because people are joining as patrons, what I will do is any money that we get today, half of that, I will just write a check myself, send it to the Actors Fund. So, so in honor of our guest, Epatha Merkerson, today, because I think it's very, very important that we just keep this money flowing. I mean, people are not going to be able to pay their light bill and rent and gas bill and food. It's going to be dire if we don't, we have to wait till the Senate and the House get back, and maybe they will, approve some money. But until then, we have to take care of our own, and that's what we're here for. Yeah. And so And thank you, because I knew you were a big fan of the Actors Fund, and our friend Wayne Brady, who was here a week ago, same way. And it's like, we got great money to send to them for that, and this is fantastic. But what you're really here for is to tell us about Broadway. I want to know when you finally got that call to be on Broadway. Where were you? What was that like?
Well, it's an interesting thing because I think I said to you before, for me, I had 2 Broadway debuts.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, I was an understudy.
Okay.
Lynn Thigpen, who literally, I used to think as long as Lynn Thigpen works, I got a job, because I think I understudied her like 3 or 4 gigs or something.
Uh-huh.
But the first one was for Tintypes.
Tintypes, the musical, yeah.
And it was kind of crazy because, I could be a knucklehead sometimes, and I almost lost that job because of running my mouth so untactfully as I did back then. You learn lessons as you get older.
True.
And the show was not gonna bring me with them when they moved from off-Broadway to Broadway.
Oh.
And I remember the understudies were going to have a dinner. I was invited. It was only 3 of us, and I was invited to the dinner. And when Marie opened the door, she was like, "We're going to Broadway," and I hadn't heard.
Oh.
And I sat through that whole dinner trying to deal with what I was feeling. And when I left that dinner, I cried all the way home on the subway because I was as broke as a church mouse. And I realized that it was a job that I had lost by running my mouth and saying things that, people are trying to put up a show and you're telling them that this isn't right. This isn't right. It's their show.
Right.
So I had to learn how to be tactful. And that was a first opportunity and a huge lesson for me. And had not Lynn Thigpen, Lynn Thigpen had gotten a gig on a film. And so they needed someone that knew the role.
Oh, wow.
So they had to come to me.
And how did you feel then when they called you?
I was happy because I can atone for, running my mouth. And, I could make some money. And at that time, I was playing a lot of Scrabble. This is a great story. I was playing a lot of Scrabble. And so they would bring people in to try to beat me at the game of Scrabble.
Okay.
And I would listen to the show when I was playing. And if I couldn't remember something, I would run up and see the next night. So when Lynn had to leave, they thought I had not been watching the show. And so they were panicking. And literally, it was one of the biggest triumphs for me because when that show started, and it was a fast-paced show, it stopped only when it was time to slow down. Other than that, that show was one number after another. And people would turn and I would be right there. And I was like, they were so happy at intermission.
Oh.
Because they thought I hadn't been watching the show.
And you were watching, and it's a great lesson for actors. It's like, keep your eyes on the prize.
You have to. You really have
Absolutely. To. Well, it's funny you bring up Lynn Thigpen because I remember her. Of course, she was, I remember from Godspell, the movie.
Yes.
Which that's the first time I ever saw her. But every time I saw her, I just thought she was such a bright light. And we lost her several years ago. But I would love for the audience, if you don't remember her, this is the lady who Epatha understudied in her Broadway debut, Lynn Thigpen.
Come along, get you ready, wear your brand new gown, for there's gonna be a meeting in that good old town where you know everybody and they all know you, and you got a rabbit's foot to keep away the hoodoo. When you hear that the preaching does begin, then down low, gonna drive away your sin. And when you get really jumped, you wanna shout and sing. There'll be a hot time in the old town tonight, my baby. When you hear that the preaching does begin, then down low, gonna drive away your sin. And when you get really
Yeah, there you go. I can see you doing that.
That was it. I haven't seen that in ages.
I can see you. Someone, Anastasia Bain from Europe, said that she remembers Lynn well. Oh yeah, thank you, Anastasia.
Lovely.
Oh, absolutely.
Lovely person. Yeah. Yeah.
Loved her. Well, I got to meet you right after you had done that show because you came out, and we both went out to do a version of Their Eyes Were Watching God, Zora Neale Hurston's novel that was turned into a musical called Eyes. Yep. And we got to do that at Karamu, which is the oldest African-American theater in America. And it's really, it's part of American history. It's so amazing. And I know that not only did a lot of great actors start there, like Ruby Dee, and I think, there's Ruby and Robert Guillaume. Yeah. Playwrights such as Langston Hughes, Vanessa Bell Calloway, and the guy from Home Alone, Roberts Blossom, all from Karamu. And I happen to know that you are like a Hall of Fame, a Karamu Hall of Fame member now.
Yeah, that happened a few years back. And we had such a great time doing Eyes. And the book was written by Mari Evans, poet Mari Evans, who happened to be a professor of mine when I did a year at Indiana University.
Wow.
So it was all these great folks, some Cleveland actors, us coming in from New York, and Mike Malone out of DC.
Oh, so good. And Retta Hughes from Amen Corner on Broadway was our Janie. So that was fantastic.
Passed away recently too, Retta.
Oh,
Retta's
she did?
Gone. Yeah, Retta's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. When I saw that, it really broke my heart. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was such a great time. I have great pictures from that time too.
Oh, not from the production, do you?
A couple from the production, and then some personal photographs that I took. Was Celestine in that as well?
Yeah, Della Shore. Yes, right, Celestine.
Yeah, who I follow her on Facebook. So
I need to follow her. And Reggie Kelly.
Exactly.
It was great cast.
Yeah, some amazing.
Oh, and you know who was in there? He's become very famous, and we're really good friends. Oh my goodness, he was in Lion King, Ragtime. Oh, it's gonna. Oh my goodness.
Eyes with Us.
Yes.
You don't have the playbill in front of you?
No, I don't. I wish I did. And it's so funny. You know when you know someone so well, and then all of a sudden their name goes out of your head?
The name won't come to you. Okay.
This is what happens. He's going to kill me. Okay. It's like, he was like, a Mufasa for years in Lion King. He was in Ragtime. Rufus Bonds.
Rufus Bonds.
Yes.
Rufus Bonds. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not ready for the home yet. It came. Rufus, there was so many great people in there. And then, a lot of them went on to Broadway, but you went back to Broadway, and not only once, but you went back twice. And the first one, to me, is what I really want to talk about, because you got to be in an August Wilson original play, The Piano Lesson.
Right.
What was that like? You were working with our Shakespeare.
But again, it was one of those seminal moments in my life. One of the producers on Law and Order was a big, that is not even it. It was Meg Simon.
Oh, Simon and Cumin Caston. Yeah.
Yes. Meg Simon literally changed the trajectory of my career.
Whoa.
She saw me do Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill at the Arts Theater. And I got piano lesson purely on Meg Simon's recommendation, because I had never met August Wilson. I had never worked with Lloyd Richards. I did not audition. And Meg I will say her name loudly.
Yeah.
Or as long as I can say it loudly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it only takes one person to believe.
Right.
And Meg believed in me.
Wow.
I got that job and it completely changed my life, working with Charles Dutton and the late Tommy Hollis.
Oh, yeah.
And I worked with Tanya Pinkins and with Hamilton and Rocky Carroll.
Yeah.
You know, the guys that played Doker, Paul Butler, and Carl Gordon. It was just, when I look back, it was probably one of the most incredible times, but one where I had so much fun.
You can see it. It's like we have a clip because you got a Tony nomination for that, and we have a clip from your Tony Awards.
Where did you get all this stuff? Research.
Yeah. We got to show it. It's so good.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, because we have, it's with Charles Dutton is in it, Rocky Carroll, Carl Gordon, and you. And do we have that, Julie?
Where you all get that truck from?
I told you it's llamas.
Where you get the truck from, Lanny?
I bought it.
Where he get that truck from, boy, Willie?
He told you he bought it. He bought it for $120. I can't say where he got that $120 from. Where you get that $120 from, Llama?
I got it like you get yours. I know how to take care of money.
Oh, hell. Doka got some of this good whiskey. Don't give Lyman none of this. He ain't used to good whiskey, liable to get sick.
I done had good whiskey before.
Hey, Lyman broke that truck so he have him a place to sleep. He down there wasn't doing no work or nothing. The sheriff looking for him. He broke that truck to keep away from the sheriff.
What the sheriff looking for you for, Lyman?
The man don't want you to know all his business. He my company. He ain't asking you no questions.
No, it wasn't nothing. It was just a misunderstanding.
He in my house. You say the sheriff looking for him. I want to know what he looking for him for. Otherwise, you all can go back out there and be with nobody. Don't have to ask you nothing.
It was just a misunderstanding. See, sometimes me and the sheriff, we don't think alike, so we just got crossed on each other.
Might be looking for him about that truck. He might have stole that truck.
Oh, we ain't stole no truck, woman. I told you Lyman voted.
Oh, boy, Willie and Lyman got more sense than to ride all the way up here in a stolen truck with a load of watermelons.
That's right.
Now, they might have stolen them watermelons, but I don't believe they stole that truck.
Boy, Willie, when you and Lyman planning on going back?
Lyman say he's staying. As soon as we sell them watermelons, I'm going on back.
That's what you need to do, and you need to do it quick. Come in here disrupting the house. I don't want all that loud carrying on around here.
How your people doing down
there? You have the best exit lines.
Oh my God, that was crazy. Yeah, that was the Tonys. Wow.
The Tonys. I mean, but you have really gotten to do some great classics on Broadway. I mean, now you're doing August Wilson, which, I mean, I love it. I don't know if people are aware. I know a lot of people do study August Wilson now in classes, and I've spoken to people of all races and go, oh no, I can name all of August Wilson's plays, you know, which he wrote the 10 plays about African-American life in the 20th century. Yes. And then I think the one that was like the fourth one that had gotten to Broadway and the second one to win the Pulitzer.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That was crazy when the day that happened. I believe we were still in rehearsal. Mm-hmm. It was just pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the play did almost 3 years off and on the road. Mm-hmm. And he changed it like daily. Sometimes we would come in and we'd have 6 new pages to learn.
Wow.
But you know, it's that kind of work that you really want to do where, you know, it's the creating is happening right there, you know, coming in with six new pages and we put them up that night. It's like, you know,
and he's not easy too, because he writes in paragraphs.
Totally. So it's that kind of work that was done on that play. And, you know, I've seen it done since, and Ruben directed a production of it at the Signature Theater. And it was so cool to just sit there and listen to the words, you know, but watch other people do it and do it beautifully.
And Chuck Cooper was in that production, wasn't he?
Cooper played Wine and Boy. Chuck Cooper wore it out.
He always wears it out. That's my brother. That's my big brother.
Chuck Cooper, that was it for me. That was it. And Roz Huff was in that. the Dearden brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers, like I'll see them read the phone book. They're
those two are, and Crystal, the wife, is, I mean, it's like,
it was crazy.
I want to be a Dearden.
Yeah.
I want to be a Dearden.
Because those boys wear me out. I've seen
good.
A little bit of everything, and they are amazing.
I love it. Well, I know that your next Tony nomination, because you were like, I'm going to Broadway, I'm getting a Tony nomination. And it's like, because, Glenn Close says, we should definitely try and pick things, that we want to really put out in the world. And it seems like you've chosen really great product, because you have the piano lesson, and then you come back with Come Back Little Sheba.
Yeah.
I mean, there you are. It's just, you were Lola. I mean, it was just, Shirley Booth had done it, the movie and on Broadway, but they called you up and they brought you.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was one of those situations where the job came to me. Michael Pressman was our director, and Michael was doing a Law and Order, and between setups, we just started talking about theater, and it turns out he's like this huge theater person. And then maybe 2 days later, I get this email from him, because he tells me he has the rights to Come Back Little Sheba, and he's thinking about, doing a production of it. 2 days later, I get this email, this long email, about why he thinks I could play Lola Delaney and what I think about it. And at the end, it said, would you consider it? And I wrote back in 16 font letters, hell yeah. Are you kidding? You got to be kidding. That's what I'm talking about. On stage, I have the opportunity to do things like I'll never be cast. I'm always typecast on television. But on stage, which is why I try to go back every other year to do a play, that's where I have the opportunity to show I'm not just a boss, that I am, that I have the opportunity to show vulnerabilities. And Lola Delaney was one of those characters.
Absolutely. Well, you've always shown like a wide range, even from the beginning. I mean, your first job, when you burst on the scene as Reba, the mail lady on Pee-wee's Playhouse, I mean, you showed, it's like, if people haven't seen Reba, now this is a woman who will get the mail. The post office would never close if Reba was in charge. She should be in charge, and you can see some of Reba right here.
Here comes Reba, the mail lady.
Hi, Pee-wee.
Hi, Reba.
Here's your mail. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm just really having a bad day.
What's the matter, Reba?
I lost my brand new puppy.
Oh. It's not a little black and gray puppy, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Does he have cute little tan legs?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he does.
Is he about this big?
Yes.
No, haven't seen him.
Oh, Pee-wee, I just don't know what to do. I only had him for a few days, but I feel like I lost my best friend.
Don't cry, Reba. Maybe I did see him.
Yes, he's right here. Oh, puppy. Oh, I missed you so much.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you I had him right away, Reba, but I guess I liked him so much I was kind of hoping his real owner wouldn't show up so he could stay with me.
Oh, that's okay. I understand, Pee-wee, but you'll still get to see him.
I will?
Sure, I'll bring him over.
What's his name, Reba?
Oh, I lost him before I had a chance to give him a name.
I named him Aloysius.
He seems to like it. So that's what I'll call him, too. Come on, Aloysius. We're going right out to get you an ID tag and a license. Oh, thanks for taking such good care of him, Pee-wee.
You're welcome, Reba.
Bye, Aloysius.
Aww. I love it. Well, we share, you know, both being part of the Pee Wee's Playhouse,
Yes.
you know, and it's so funny when I was doing the King of Cartoons, and Paul would talk about you all the time, and I mean, he would just tell me, he says, you know, Epatha Merkerson was on the show. And I said, yes, I know. Of course I know. It's like we were friends, and I was really excited when she was on the show. And then, you know, and he says, and then, of course, he would tell me, you know, Lawrence Fishburne was on the show, and of all the people, Cowboy Curtis, and then, you know, Phil did it when we did it on Broadway. But I don't have the picture because there was a picture, but you had a doll. There was a Reba the Mail Lady doll. And I have to get it because I think that they need to wait.
Yes.
The King of Cartoons doll. John Tracy Egan had that, and he gave that to me. And it's like,
oh man, if I was in my New York apartment, I'd show you my Reba the Mail Lady.
Oh my goodness. I have to find one of those.
Yeah.
Like, stat. I mean, it's so much fun.
And I kept the card that Paul wrote. He said, now you're a real doll.
Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's the best. We got to get him on the show now that he's been on Broadway.
Oh man, you have to.
But I have to tell you that you know, contrary to popular belief, the mail has been delivered on time, and we got some postcards for you here at Broadway's Calling.
Oh.
So, and you can tell me what these postcards are. I didn't mean to open up your mail, but here they are, these postcards.
The felony.
Yeah. Who are these people?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's Macy Gray and Rosie Perez.
Oh my goodness. How about this postcard?
Oh my, Tommy.
Is that Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, that's Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, that's from Lincoln.
You were in the film of Spielberg's Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of cool.
And this one?
I can't see it. Oh, Terrence Howard.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are awfully close there.
And Lackawanna. I love it. I love it. And Jimmy Smits, who I just heard from the other day.
Wow. And you guys, now Jimmy Smits was on Pee Wee, but you guys weren't on the same season, were you?
Did. Oh yeah.
You were, the first season.
Yeah. The first season we actually did downtown.
In New York, right.
Yeah, in New York. And Jimmy was, I think, in the second and third season.
Okay, all right.
The repairman.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, wait, there's a couple more pieces of mail for you.
Okay. Denzel, that was from a play called Every Goodbye Ain't Gone.
What is that? Every good what?
Every Goodbye Ain't Gone. It was written by a Detroit playwright, Bill Harris.
Wow.
Woody King produced it.
Oh, that's great. When I saw that picture, I was like, I know Denzel's career, and I know Epatha's career. She wasn't in the Soldier's Play? I was so confused.
No. It was a off Broadway. It was a one-act play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
After that, the Denzel star just went crazy.
Gone. Yeah.
Like gone after that.
Yeah. He's on the list. I'm trying to get Denzel and Pauletta on because Pauletta was the first Broadway star that I personally worked with at 19, and Denzel was only the boyfriend then.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and so I have to have them on together as a couple because it's like having them, they were like big brother and sister.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it was. So hopefully. Now, here's one more, which I know a lot of people don't know that you were in this. They probably have forgotten.
Oh, right. with that bad haircut.
Right? Your first film, right?
It was.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
we tried to do something that Spike wrote called The Messenger, but I don't know what happened with it. And then when he started this film, he called me in to a psychiatrist with that really awful hairdo that I had. That's the only thing about film, man. You go back, you say, "Oh, what was I thinking?"
What was I thinking? Now I have a question. We don't write as many letters or postcards anymore, but now, you've had such a rich artistic life. that's been supported by different people, like you said. Meg Simon helped, and Michael Pressman, all these people in your life. But you wouldn't know this. But what if you were to send little young Epatha a letter? What would you tell her in this letter now?
I think I would probably tell her what I just said to you earlier, that you know, learn how to speak your mind, but do it tactfully. That's what I would tell her.
That's a great lesson. It's really a great lesson. I mean, I hope some of you out there, you know, think about that, or in whatever career you're in, or if you're an artist, you know, think about that. You know, you also want to speak up for your art, but there is a tactful way, as Epatha said, and as she learned with her journey with tintypes. And I also want to remind people, you know, again, we want to support the arts. We want to, you know, do patreon.com and be a patron of ours, or and know if you're gonna, whatever you give today, I will give half of that to the Actors Fund in honor of Epatha today. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And I mean, Epatha, I don't know if you remember what the word Karamu meant.
I don't know if I do.
It was a Swahili word, and it meant a joyful gathering place. And it was like, and I was thinking about it. I had read this, and I was like, every time I'm with you, you create a joyful gathering place. It's like we laugh all the time, like literally, you know, heads thrown back, which is just, it's so amazing and it's so lovely. And I know that you create that situation wherever you go, because everyone, David Hyde Pierce says hello.
Love him.
Yes, he said hello.
I love him too.
Yeah, and but everyone, you know, always if they're talking about you, they bring you up, they go, oh, Epatha this, Epatha that. It's like constantly, you know, you bring joy into those gathering places. So I thank you for the Karamu.
Let me just tell you that I am doing what I set out to do. And I think that's a joyous thing. So when I go to work, I want to do the work, but I also want to enjoy the people.
Yes.
So to me, that's what's important, is that you do what you want to do, you do what your soul drives you to do, but you have to do it with joy. You have to do it with joy.
Absolutely. Well, you do it with big joy. And I know that you're going back to Chicago Med, and some of it is going to be through maybe StreamYard, through Zoom or something. You guys are socially distancing, so you're going to be going to the new level of being a #Pan pioneer as an artist. I wish you all the best in finding all the new ways to create your art, you know, through these formats, even on television. So that's exciting.
To you for this. This is really marvelous. And the work that you've done. I mean, I thought we were just going to be chatting, but you have done this production and pulling those clips and
thank you.
It really is quite lovely, Lance. Congratulations to you on the project and continued success with it.
Oh, thank you. And I hope that all the people out there just really get to learn more about, you know, I mean, we're friends and, you know, you're a star, but they need to see that the worlds come together, and there's a journey for everyone in this business. And it's not all of a sudden you just have the Emmy Award and the Image Award or the Golden Globe. There is a journey, and I hope everyone out there appreciates that. And Epatha, I will see you in our little virtual green room afterwards. Okay. And I'm going to say goodbye to all the people out in Broadway Calling Land. But really, it's been such a pleasure, and I'll see you in a second.
Thank you.
Oh, man, it's just wonderful to have people like Epatha stop by, and just to be reminded of the great actors and artists that, you know, we make a community, and you out there help us continue to do what we do. And I mean, I did want to say that I was talking about actors being on Law and Order and being a New York actor. So I do want to say Actually, when I came here 10 years ago, I said, I gotta get on Law and Order. It took me 5 years, and the original Law and Order had gone off the air, but SVU was on, and I did finally get to go on there with Mariska Hargitay, and she is phenomenal. And I'd say to all of the Broadway producers, please put Mariska Hargitay in a comedy on Broadway, because I found her. She was so delightful and funny on the set. And I would love, if she's on Broadway, then she could be on Broadway's Calling. And we could just be saying, Broadway's Calling Mariska Hargitay. So I'm just saying, if you know a Broadway producer, call them. And if they're not going to put Mariska Hargitay on Broadway, tell them to become a patron, because they have the cash money and they can help us. Even though, $5 goes a long way. If it's $5 a month, $12 a month, $25 a month, it will go a long way to helping our acting family make money during the holidays with some of these shows that we will give them gigs on. And I just hope that everyone just really becomes a patron, because I think it'd be so exciting. But for now, we will continue bringing great guests to you, and I have a long friends list, and I keep calling up my friends, and they go, okay, sign me up. And if you want to know who the next guest is, you can go on our Instagram, and it's Instagram at Broadway's Calling TV, and I will announce it on Wednesday night. It's gonna be a good one, so I think you're gonna really, really enjoy it. And if you're really enjoying the show, like I said, become a patron. It's simple as that. And we'll get that money to the Actors Fund. But for now, please, let's stay connected, stay safe, and keep Broadway in your life. I'm Lance Roberts. Peace.